to the VeeamON studio. I'm Jason Werner with our Global Product Alliance marketing team, and I'm joined today by Jordan Shamir. Jordan, welcome. Day 3 of VeeamON.
Happy to be here.
It's been a busy week, hasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely has been. It's starting to wind down, finish the session today, and excited to join tonight with you guys.
Fantastic. Maybe for our audience's sake, tell us what your role is at IBM Cloud and your working relationship with Veeam.
Yeah, happy to. So I'm an offering manager on the VMware Solutions for IBM Cloud team, where I lead our BCDR, so business continuity and disaster recovery and migration portfolio. And within that, Veeam and I work hand in hand, right? Kind of owning the full life cycle management with it, working with Veeam from a go-to-market perspective, marketing perspective, but also internally from an IBM, engineering and kind of automation perspective on that aspect.
Gotcha. And IBM is an excellent partner with Veeam. Your second year of sponsoring as a premier sponsor this year of VeeamON. It's been great having you here. Lots of good conversations with customers.
Yeah, it's been a great conversation, or it's been a great conference, because one of the things that's very, very unique about Veeam is the amount of growth Veeam's had. It's incredible, right? And being able to tap into the Veeam customer base, I mean, just the amount of evangelists, the thousands of people we've seen here today, it excites us, it excites me, because I see opportunity, right? And for me, it allows me to extend beyond IBM and, existing customer base and enterprise, but really start going a little bit more downstream into commercial and, SMB, really where Veeam has really, built their home and really established themselves.
It's a good fit for both of our companies. And
exactly.
Speaking of that, talk to us a little bit about how Veeam fits with the IBM Cloud strategy, especially given that you're very focused on VMware Solutions.
Yeah, so I'm specifically on VMware Solutions, right? So we have a turnkey VMware environment in our cloud, automated deployment, deployed for you within hours. And where Veeam is very strategic is, one, IBM is a global cloud provider, one of the industry leaders, top 3, top 4. And on top of that, with our resiliency services, we are a Gartner, leader in backup as a service and disaster recovery as a service. So it's the natural home, right? Yep. With Veeam, with such a significant amount of Veeam customers running on VMware, just to leverage them and extend Veeam into the IBM Cloud is just the natural fit, right? Because, something we've talked about earlier is hyper availability, right? Backup and disaster recovery, it's no longer a luxury, it's an absolute necessity, right? We live in a 24/7, 365, always on world, as Veeam, I believe, said last year.
Yep.
It's no longer, a myth, it's a fact. We are seeing competitive advantages for companies that have better hyper availability and business continuity plans.
Absolutely. We've talked this week a lot about the hypercriticality of data, the hyperscale of data, as well as the hypersprawl of data. All problems, challenges, but also strategies for companies as they move data to the best point of location, be it on premises, in the cloud, as part of a service. In fact, maybe tell us a little bit about how Veeam is delivered on IBM Cloud and the offerings there.
Yeah, so the beauty between the Veeam and IBM partnership is it's much more than just IBM Cloud, right? We have integration, snapshot integration with our IBM, systems, and being able to provide that on Spectrum.
The Storewise.
The Storewise, exactly. And then on top of that, we have resiliency services, which can leverage, Veeam as a backup and disaster recovery tool on IBM Cloud, their own data centers or any other cloud in the world. Mm-hmm. But I think the real uniqueness that we have with IBM Cloud is, one, we expose our bare metal hypervisor access, right? So customers get an extension of Veeam, just like how they use it today, right? Instant recovery, sure replica, sure backup, in the same tool UI, but just in a different cloud-like consumption model, right? Usage-based, per month, perpetual license, OpEx, CapEx, all the stuff, buzzwords everyone knows in that function.
And that's pretty significant. So a customer that has Veeam on premises today, the full features, capabilities, the interface, I bring it to the IBM Cloud and
it's the same. It's an apples to apples comparison, right? There's no difference or refactoring done. And kind of the beauty of what we've done too within that is, I think we have over 7,000 different Veeam deployment options, right? We have, within VSI, we have...
If you can dream it, you've got it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we have, dedicated, we have public, we have bare metal, SAP certified, non-SAP certified, the VMware specific environments, and now we have physical agents, right? So that whole flavor of, Microsoft and Linux-based services.
Just announced this week, and we really focused on it, now agents available in the IBM Cloud. Maybe talk to us about a couple of use cases where you don't think agents, cloud, physical, bare metal. Tell us.
Yeah, so
how that works.
I think the beauty of what we're really able to do at IBM, right, and I'm very excited about the physical agent because it is the step in the right direction, right? Customers have complicated environments. It doesn't matter how large you are, how small you are. It's typically not as simple as, just virtualized, right? So being able to have a virtual environment, a physical environment, and also some of the stuff that we can do with resiliency services, right? Your AIX, your mainframes, your iSeries, all to be managed, unmanaged or even managed depending on how you want the consumption in one, portal or one, customer or one company is very significant. So we really think of IBM as kind of a one-stop shop for Veeam. Right?
And you do bring both a wide and a deep partnership and contribution to the ecosystem. One of the things that we've talked about this week is about automation being a part of the maturity process of how people manage data. Certainly your global technology services have a lot of experience in the automation, the process management for data management and data protection.
Yeah, so I mean, within our GTS team, right, Global Technology Services team, one of the most unique things is we're seeing that disaster recovery and backup, it's becoming more top of mind, but the thing that potentially some people are forgetting is orchestration, right?
Yep.
It doesn't matter, you could have an industry-leading solution, but if you don't have a good process to enable it, your RPO and RTO times aren't going to get better, right?
People, product, and processes.
Exactly.
They've got to come together.
And so with orchestration, the way that we like to think of it, right, because, IBM, we acquired a company about a year and a half ago that provides, orchestration level over everything, is we like to think about is automating your runbook, right? Or, programmatically using a runbook rather than having that manual process. And we believe orchestration is the future, right? Because relying on, people and relying on everyone to be there during a fire drill, potentially at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, it's hard to rely on. So we need to automate that process because like I said, everything is, hyper availability is a necessity at this point.
Veeam and IBM come together in the cloud in some very unique ways, and in fact, you distinguish yourself in the public cloud market with some of the things you do specifically. Tell us how you do that.
Yeah, so we have a turnkey VMware environment in the cloud. So what this means is customers don't have to worry about refracturing or changing their workloads. It's really a lift and shift from on-premises to the cloud, managed in the same vCenter console, and it's a turnkey environment. It's a full VMware software stack in our global data centers. And one of the very unique things about that is with customers moving VMware to the cloud, right, that's a very important workload that customers are looking to, put in a cloud-like model. This is nothing new for us at IBM. We've been working with VMware for years. We're VMware's largest operator in the world. We have thousands and thousands of individuals trained on VMware, and frankly, we're VMware's largest cloud service provider to date, and we continue to grow at a very, very fast pace.
Yeah. I was going to add to that, one of the things that I hear from customers all the time is that backbone, that networking between those data centers, that backbone is free.
Yep.
The networking is available to your 50 plus, between your 50 plus data centers. I don't have to budget for moving of data. I can put my replicas, my archives where they should be based on strategy, not budget. That's liberating.
Well, the first correction, it's 60 plus at this point, right? It changes nonstop. We're constantly innovating, constantly building new data centers. And I think the most unique thing, especially when you think about Veeam, right, from a hyper-availability, backup, and disaster recovery point of view is you're constantly moving data, right, between IBM, between data centers. And at IBM Cloud, you can replicate from, Dallas to Tokyo completely free. And, this isn't necessarily the case at other providers. And, replicating data, and this transfers over our secure layer 2, black fiber optic network, not over public internet, so it's completely secure. That's a very big value add, right? Especially thinking about how we're starting to move into a place of kind of cross availability, right? You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. So the ability to connect multiple different sites is very advantageous for our customers and very compelling.
Absolutely. Jordan, thank you very much for joining me today in the studio.
Yeah, well, thank you, Jason. Thank you, Veeam. It's been a great partnership, and we look forward to 2018 and beyond.
Excellent.
Awesome.
We'll see you later.